Hi, I'm Margie from Marjorie's Candies, and today I'm going to make a candle that floats. And so when you're outside on your porch this summer and you're entertaining, you can have little candles that float around. See? They float around. And this is what I put a little green food coloring in so it looks green. And you can do blue ones and red ones for 4th of July, or if you have a wedding, you can do themed colors, put it in with your flowers. So there's a lot of little things you can do with these candles. They're very pretty and a lot of fun to make, so I'm going to get started. To start off, what we need to have are some clear cups. I like clear cups because when you float them in the water, of course, you're not going to see them as much. But you also can use, if you guys have yogurt or puddings or fruit cups or something, applesauce, you can use the bottom of those also. It was originally suggested to use the plastic, like on a Clorox bottle, just cut the bottom out and make little circles. But I didn't like the way that worked because when you use the little cups, you have a little rim, and so it keeps it doesn't really keep the oil from coming in so much because you have a hole in the bottom, but it does keep them from sinking a little bit better. Okay, so you take your cup and you're going to take a scissor, and I just start a cut right down the side and go about a ½ an inch from the bottom. And just start cutting around. Keep it pretty low because really you didn't need to have any edge at all. So by doing this, like I said, you don't really have to have. You just want it to not sink. Okay, and trim it down a little, so you have a little teeny cup. All right, and then you take. I'm using a screwdriver because of the flat surface. Instead of using a nail and poking a hole, if I hit the bottom, put this on the bottom and I hit it with a hammer, and I usually do it on the side of my board so I don't ruin the center of my boards. Hit it and it goes through. Okay, and then I turn it once and I'm going to hit it the other direction. X in it. I don't know if you can see, I actually went through it. Now I'm going to go back and take, this is a wick. And I'm going to put it right down over the X. And I'm going to put the screwdriver back on because I can push it right through with the screwdriver. There. It's hard to tell. I don't even cut a piece off of this yet because, see, I can just push it through. Okay. I don't cut a piece off of the wick. I keep it, I have actually all the wick in the bag, but I kind of just work with the end. And I pull it through about an inch or ½ an inch, and then this container I'm going to float them in. It's just a pie pan, so I am going to only have a little tiny curlicue at the bottom of each one. That's about 3 inches maybe, and I curl it because if you have too much underneath, because it has a wire in it, it might touch the bottom of your container that you're floating your little candles in. So you don't want it to hit the bottom because that'll keep them from floating. So I just cut a little piece off. It's enough for one evening. You can always add another wick another time. Okay, so I will bring it through. Now I'm going to pull it all the way through because before I had the flat part on the bottom, so all the wick was on the other side. So now I want to make it so the short part of the wick is inside the cup. Okay? Alright, and then I just take the bottom, I kind of just curl it around my finger. I kind of press it up against the container. All right. So now I have 3. One of these was made with a little larger cup because I was just testing to see if it would work, and it did very nicely. Okay, I don't think anybody would even tell the difference because they're clear. So the next thing that we do is we take the pie pan, okay, this is about 1 inch, 2 inches deep, and I actually already pre-measured the water so I wouldn't have to run back and forth. This is like a 10-inch pie pan, and I have 750 milliliters, or a little more than 3 cups. But that just doesn't really matter as long as they're floating. Right, that's just regular water, and I'm actually, you know what? I'm going to get some more water. Now you want to take oil, and I'm using canola oil, some light oil, and you're going to pour oil into the water, and you want the oil to be probably about 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch thick. I started with 1 cup of oil here. Okay. So 1 cup was not quite big enough. If you have a large surface, then you're going to need more more oil. I'm going to add another 1/2 cup and see what happens, just so I can give you an idea of how much you really need, so you don't waste oil. Okay. So I'm going to lay the candles on the oil, let them float, and then we're going to light them. And what I like to do is put a little bit of oil on the wick itself. I just think it makes them burn nicer. I have my little matches here. Okay. It'll come. It'll do it. That's why if you bend it over just a little bit, you can go under it. Without burning the house down. Okay, so there's your candles. They're actually a lot of fun. You put them out on your porch at night, and these will actually burn for quite a few hours. And then if it does start to burn down, sometimes the wick will start to look like it's been burning, and it sort of looks a little funny after a couple of hours. You can just blow it out, cut it off with a scissor, and you just pull some out. I have one here that I dyed green, and it has already been burning. Okay, so you can just cut it with a scissor and just pull it up a little more. All right, this is my underneath part. Now I'm going to show you how I make the water a different color. What I do is I took a little teeny bit of water, there's probably a tablespoon or so of water in here, which I'm going to add back in, and I'm just going to make the water blue with a few drops of just vegetable food coloring. I'm going to add that just pour it right through the oil, and don't stir the water too much. Now the oil is a little bit yellow, so you're going to need a little bit more color to make the blue, the true blue. Okay, I'm starting to see that coming out more blue. You're looking through the oil, but it is becoming more blue, if you can see from the edge. You just have to go with the colors that you want. Do the best that you can. Okay? So that's how you make your waters. So if I pick it up, you might be able to see. I can't tilt it. Well, thank you for joining us today, and I hope you have a lot of fun making these. And let me show you one more time this one, where it looks blue underneath, and you can see how thick the oil is as well. A little less than like 1/4 of an inch, just to coat the top. See if you can see them floating around a little more. I don't want to blow them around, they'll blow them out. Here. Float around, you guys, for everybody. There you go. Okay, well, have a lot of fun and be very careful with the fire. Follow all of your fire safety precautions, and I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.